Jeez. So your mom was with you then too?
Yeah, she was there, and your mom was there.
Okay. Was she like in the house or something? I mean,
Yeah, she must have been in the house because either that or she drove up just shortly before we did because I didn't see her at first. We ran around to the back. Me and the two brothers, we jumped the fence and then went in through the back because I knew the back door was there, and I thought maybe we'd get the sheep out that way.
okay, right.
It was so hot that
Right.
you couldn't even hardly see in there.
Oh, right, yeah. Jeez. So your mom must have gone in to go find her or find my mom.
Yeah. She saw your mom right away, and then they didn't want us going in, obviously.
Right.
So.
Right. Jeez. So was it? I mean, you must have seen the smoke coming out of it, or
yeah,
what?
it was. I could see the smoke coming. We were part way from town coming up, and I remember telling Mom, I'm like, oh, something must be burning a field or something.
Okay.
Because it was really smoking. And we got closer, and I'm like, shoot, that's the Shotgun's place.
Right.
So
right.
then we went screaming down your driveway, and then the two brothers were there. They were just going to the back when I took off running to the back, and then Mom went and saw your mom there and went up with her.
Wow. So
yeah, it went up fast.
So you saw smoke when you're still driving from town.
Yeah, I was a short ways from town. I could see smoke coming up, and I was like, man, there's a lot of smoke. It must be burning a meadow off or something. And as we got closer, then it was just a fireball.
Do you remember what date that was, or what year it was, or what time of year? I think it was it. I don't remember. Was it in the spring or winter? Or?
It wasn't in the winter time. It must have been earlier spring.
Okay. Well, because there were lambs. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was lambs out.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah. I mean, because the fire, if there was snow on the ground, it would have melted all the snow around it. Of course.
Yeah, no, there was no snow around when we jumped the fences and stuff. There was no snow on the ground, and it wasn't real sloppy. So I think it must have been closer to this time of year, or maybe early May.
Early May, huh?
Early May, late April, early May.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I remember riding the bus home that day, and I didn't have my driver's license yet because I was riding the bus.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it couldn't have been 81. It couldn't have been 80. It might have been 78.
I think it was later than that, though, because I'm pretty sure I was working at First District then.
Okay.
So that would have been 79 to like 82.
79 to...
Someplace in there.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, 79. God, 79. So it was in the spring then. Because I was thinking that it was in January.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that time of year.
So it was more like probably 79. Okay, that's probably why I couldn't find it, because I was looking at the month of January in the newspaper archives.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. And I looked at January, February, and into March, and I'm not finding it. Well, because it was 10 years later the house burned down.
Yeah.
And were you around when that happened? I mean, not to see it, but you heard about it.
I don't think I was there when that one. Well, it was 10 years.
Now that was in January.
Yeah.
That I know it was in January. It was after Christmas. No snow on the ground. I'm sure you lived in town or whatever by then.
Yeah, I was probably in town then.
Right.
Because I think I was back from Florida by then.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. I mean, maybe it was even December. Dad thinks it was January, but I'm not sure.
I know it was wintertime because your dad was your dad living in the garage then, was he?
Probably, yeah. He might have been. I just kind of wondered why in the heck, why there were two fires. Because he's He's living at Lincoln Apartments now, you know, in Litchfield. And he's gotten to the point where he really can't be, he can't live by himself. He's there by himself through the night.
Yeah.
And they're saying, you know, for safety reasons, he really needs to have someone with him. In case something happens, there's an emergency, he would not be able to get out without help. So we're looking at a nursing home for him, but in the meantime, I'm going to have him move in with me in Dassel. I live in Dassel now, like 6 blocks away from the nursing home here.
Yeah.
And I've been spending a lot more time with him, asking him questions about when we were growing up and all that. And I've been asking him about the fire and how it started and, you know, what happened. And you know, he remembers a lot, but there's details that he doesn't remember either. So
Yeah.
I'm just kind of trying to help him fill in some of the blank spots.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
there was a lot of, the year the house burned down, there was a lot of arsons that were for building sites that weren't being used.
Oh, yeah?
They thought it was kids, because I think there was like 3 that winter that burnt down.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And they, as far as I know, they never caught anybody either.
No, I never heard them catching anybody for the
No.
house.
Do you
And
know?
I think the fire they decided it was a wiring short, probably for like a heating lamp or something got hot.
For the barn, yes,
Yeah.
but the house had no electricity.
No, they figured it was arson.
Right. Yeah. So, huh. I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
you've been most helpful. Yeah. I'm glad you answered the phone. Normally people are like, who the hell's calling me this late?
Well, I'm watching TV, so.
Right? I hear ya. That's the thing to be doing at this time of night.
Yeah.
Instead of digging in the old newspapers or calling around and seeing if I can find out. Hey, I got another question for you, as long as it got you on the blower.
All right.
Do you remember when we had the blizzard in 1972 where all the kids that lived in the country were kept in town
Yep.
and they did not let them go home? Where did you guys go?
We went to my grandparents' place. We're in town then, 72, I believe.
Okay.
I think they were living in town there, and then we stayed there, because that was the year I think the McLaughlins finally bulldozed the road open.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
that...
Johnny Mack had the bulldozer, and I think he made one path going into Litchfield. Otherwise, they'd have been, I think everybody had been snowed in for like a week.
Oh, right. Jeez, that's a lot. So you remember a lot of that too, huh?
Well, it was. I remember there was one section there on the road where it was one lane traffic, and if you met a car going the other way, they had to back up and let you through.
Oh,
it was
God.
like a quarter of a mile, just one lane.
One
and the snow was
lane.
so high up on the drifts on the sides of the cars, you couldn't see out the window. It was snowbank, just
Right.
like a tunnel.
Jeez. Wow. Hey, do you remember where some of the other kids stayed when they were like doled out around town? Because Kenny and Corinne and I were at the Litchfield Hotel, that big old creepy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if the school put us up there or how we got there.
I don't know. I don't know how, because I don't remember you guys staying at the hotel. I know, didn't you had some relatives that were going out of Litchfield, didn't you? Some shirt tail relative or something that had a really nice house there. I thought it was, gosh, I'm trying to think of it. If you go off 5th Street,
Okay.
where Highway 34 picks up, wasn't that like a shirt tail relative of yours there?
No.
Okay.
You might be thinking Albert Blauser. But we actually, we got on the bus. We were on the buses, and my mom was working at the hospital,
Yeah.
and she drove by the buses. And Corinne saw her, and she said, "Oh, my mama's here. We're gonna get off and go home with her." So the bus driver, I don't know who it was, let us get off, and then we, went off to get a ride home with her. Well, my mom did not plan on stopping.
Oh.
She kept going. And Corinne led us like halfway out of town, until I guess some people from New London picked us up and brought us back into town and took us to the hotel. That's what Dad has told me. And we stayed overnight at that hotel. And the next morning, Corinne got us going again, and she made us walk all the way to George Fricky's before Fricky's grabbed us and forced us to stop because we were trying to walk home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kathy Hausman, she said they were stuck in town for 2 days.
Yeah, I know it was over a day for sure. We were at my grandparents before they opened up the road enough to go home.
Wow. You know, when I talked to your brother Tom, he said, "Oh, I don't know. We stayed with somebody in town because my dad knew everybody, and I'm sure we stayed with somebody that he knew."
Well, we did one time. We stayed with a buddy of his that worked at the post office. We stayed with him and his wife one time.
Right. Wow. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how much snow did we get?
Oh, it was, you know, you hear all these stories about, you know, the snowfalls we get now. But I remember they were still talking, you know, that was back when Dad had Super 8 movies and was always warning us kids not to touch the Highline wires in the ditch because the snow didn't, you know, they didn't move the snow very far. The snowplow just kept backing it up.
Right. Jeez.
And I know one year they talked about it was so much snow that people were going out of their upstairs window. They couldn't get out the front door of the farmhouses on some places.
Oh, yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hausman said that they were sliding off the backside of one of their sheds at Hausman's.
Yeah.
Because they could climb up onto the roof and slide down it. Down the snow on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. She said somebody came out there with a wrecker to bulldoze their driveway because they would have never gotten their driveway open. Hausman's. Yeah.
You didn't have that type of rule. You know, you get that.
No.
You know, ends on the buckets on the tractor, but that wasn't going to do it.
And I heard that Johnson Brothers were out there with payloaders.
Yeah.
To keep the electric company repairing whatever lines were damaged.
Yeah.
And that there were 2 Greyhound buses that were stalled at the hotel for 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that was something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember being part of it, but I remember little teeny bits of it. I was only like 8. So.
And of course, when you're smaller too, it even seemed even bigger than it was because, you know, you're only, you know, 2 foot high or whatever.
Yeah, and you know what? You don't even know the seriousness of it because you're just like you can only see like 3 feet in front of you. You don't know what's going on around you. Yeah. Well, I remember Kenny said that that hotel was old and creaky, and he said it was just as cold inside as it was outside, and that the windows rattled when the train went by.
Yeah, it was getting in pretty bad shape before they finally tore it down.
Yeah, I don't remember ever being in there, but it looked kind of creepy from the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the Addams Family place. Yeah.
It was a beautiful building at one time.
Oh, it had to have been. Yeah, it had to have been
run down pretty bad by then.
Yeah. Well, shit. What are you doing now, anyway?
I just retired.
You did? Oh my God!
Yeah,
Now what? So now you're up for watching TV all night.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm still trying to get my sleep pattern down. I worked nights for quite a few years. So and it was either shift work or night. So I'm just finally getting my sleep pattern back down.
Dang. Well, hey, anytime you got a little bit of time, come and visit my dad. He'd love to see you.
I will.
I know he would. Boy, he'd be wanting to talk some shit with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Thanks for your info. And you got my phone number, maybe?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we traded.
At your mom's funeral. Yep.
The last time we got to.
Yep. Okay. Well, sounds good, Mike. All right. Thanks a lot. It was nice chatting with you.
Yep.
Okay.
Your dad for me.
Oh, I sure will. Okay.
Right.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.